A strong tornado on the ground right now. It's crossing Highway 72 as we speak. Early Grove, safe spot immediately. Again, when we talk about your tornado safe spot, you get to the lowest floor of your home, you get into an interior bathroom or closet and away from windows. You can see as I take the lightning off, notice how we've got almost a little bowing feature here. That's a classic sign of some very strong winds. Heaviest snow bands likely between 4 a.m. and noon. Major travel issues. This is important because tomorrow's not going to be a good day to get on the road. Right along the I-40 corridor through Memphis and then down into sections of northern Mississippi, 5 to 7 inches of snow with locally higher amounts. Hey y'all, things are changing very rapidly. So we have heavy snow falling in the Memphis metro right now. The pressure's going down, so when you see that happen, typically it's a sign the storm is getting a little bit stronger. Illustrate how far inland this is going to impact. That red color there, that's a hurricane warning that goes all the way up, basically to the south sides of the Atlanta metro. Well, all is quiet right now in the Mid-South, but we do have a chance of severe storms as we head through the next several hours, particularly after about 6 p.m. We have an enhanced risk, a level 3 out of 5 risk of severe weather for most of the Mid-South across much of West Tennessee, eastern Arkansas, and also a level 4 risk for Northwest Tennessee and also the Boot Heel of Missouri. So we can expect later on tonight scattered to numerous strong to severe storms in the area. We think we'll have a kind of messy complex of storms coming through later on. Again, for now, all is quiet on Storm Tracker 3S. The real active weather is across southeastern Missouri. In fact, just had some significant storms roll through the St. Louis metro area. You can see on the visible satellite that cluster of lightning right there across the St. Louis metro to the south and west. That's the zone where we have the strongest storms. What we're going to be watching, though, later on is more storms to develop south of that and then progress their way east and southeast later on tonight. And that's how we will get our risk of severe storms later on tonight as this boundary pushes its way to the east. Plenty of storm fuel to work with. It is in the high range on our scale here. Thankfully, though, should wrap up pretty quickly. You know, the last few severe weather events we had, especially early April, lingered pretty far into the overnight. I think this should wrap up pretty quickly tonight at the latest 2 a.m. But really from now through, about 2 a.m. we'll be watching for storms. But again, could end even an hour or two earlier than that. Likely between about 6 p.m. and midnight, the most likely zone for those storms to be strong to severe. And our main concern here is large hail and high winds in any storms that can become severe tonight. The flooding threat's pretty low because the storms will move on pretty quickly, but you could pick up a quick inch or two of rain tonight. The tornado threat is there. It's not in the high category, but a tornado or two certainly can't be ruled out with these storms tonight. Mostly more likely case north of I-40. Here's the timeline. Here's 7 p.m. tonight, and you see how quickly things change. So we're going to go from no storms to a whole cluster of storms in about an hour or two. Things will change rapidly. There's 7 p.m. storms moving into eastern Arkansas, likely crossing the Mississippi River, getting into the Memphis metro area, perhaps 8 to 10 o'clock tonight, moving their way east pretty quickly. There's 9 p.m. You see storms near Jackson and Bolivar at that point, and by 10 o'clock, most of it's out of the Memphis metro. We may have a secondary batch trying to come through, and then things wrap up pretty quickly around 2 a.m. as this line then moves through northeastern Mississippi, Oxford to Corinth by midnight, and then again, it's all done by 2 a.m. at the latest. And tomorrow morning, looking pretty dry. So it's a night that you certainly need the WREG weather app, especially if you're going to be out at both of the barbecue contests tonight and festivals going on. It could be rough for a few hours, so make sure you have that WREG weather app. Scan that QR code on your screen. It's going to keep you updated with all the latest watch and warning information as these storms come through. And be aware we could have a few more storms this weekend, especially on Sunday and into early next week on Tuesday.